BMF episode 4, Heroes. Can we say that this N-word Lamar is nuts? That scene where he was telling his daughter the bedtime story, I'm over here just laughing my ass off because you want to talk about a wolf in the hen house. He over there making them faces telling his daughter that story. But that wasn't all of the craziness we're seeing with Lamar. He finally got him some draws that wasn't in a bathroom from Cash Doll, which I am done with her now. But we're going to get into all the nitty gritty in this episode. You finding me for the first time, please subscribe to this channel, my people. Be sure to hit us when we go live Monday, Tuesday, and Friday night at 9 p.m. Like the video, and if you want to join us, just hit me on Instagram via DM.
You doing your motherfucking job, but this nigga right here, he wasn't doing his. I'm out here figuring out shit by myself.
I love how they open every episode with some kind of a quote from Meech. And in this one, my brother and I were too determined and destined to be the best to ever play the cocaine game. Money became our addiction, being able to buy whatever the fuck we wanted. That's your boy Big Meech, just talking about what was motivating them. They was positively motivated by the money. And then they do a flashback scene where you got Meech trying to get with the girl, Simone, but her friend was damn near cop blocking, because homeboy was trying to impress her with buying them they food or what may have you. And the homegirl was just basically like, nah, we not messing with this dude. And she was just running her mouth like a side girl be doing, man. Dude trying to holler at the girl. You over there don't want to deal with him. So he tries to do the chivalry thing and buy them their food. But my man got food stamps, right? And when the food stamps didn't work out, girls laughed, ran out the building, picked on him. I was like, damn, man, he's a good dude. You got to give him a try. But no. And that's when Pat swoops in for the save and lets my man know, look, bro, I got you. I'm going to teach you this game. And he gave him some money. So he picked my man confidence up. But at the end of the day, fellas, if I was talking to you, you don't want anybody like that. And at that age, you probably don't really know better. But at the same time, just because somebody on food stamps don't mean it makes them a bad person. And think about this, chicks, where the hell y'all shopping at? Y'all shopping in a store that takes food stamps. And literally, they stole the food out of his basket. I didn't see them pay for nothing. So you hold that. Then we get to a new stash house. They done got them a new stash house that's north of 8 Mile. Nobody knows about it. Peep this. The only people that know, T, Meech, Kato, the big muscle dude they got in the group, and Mickey. And now while they're in the stash house, they are talking about where the hell is Mickey. And I wanted to know too. So instead of showing up with Mickey, my people, they show up with Kato and the big dude we seen from the trailer, who throughout this episode, you're going to wind up liking this dude, man, because this dude is a real G for the 50 boys. He is going to take a lot of heat for things that's going to happen in this episode, helping out the 50 boys. So I hope that they look out for this brother as the series goes on. And then we get to a scene where Meech runs up with Pat, and he's trying to get some more money out of him, get some more drugs out of him. But Pat is just like, I'm not selling you 3 blocks of coke. Pat is trying to sell him some coke and some crack. And we all know why, because Pat has an addiction to his own damn drugs. And Pat is just like, I'm not giving you nothing extra. You take what I got. Remember, I'm your guy. And so at the end of the day, Meech is frustrated with this. And Pat ain't trying to give up nothing. Pat ain't trying to do nothing. So Meech is going to have to figure out a way to get around this. And who swoops in to help him out? Rock, Pat's right-hand man. He lets him know he might have a connect somewhere down south in the Florida Panhandle that might can help Meech out with what the things he needs. But when I saw this, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I said was, we've been down this road before with other shows. How can you trust the dude who's the right-hand man of your man? Did we not see this from Rock trying to get a new connect with Dean? and Dean's right-hand man tried to help Rock out. What happened to him? That was exactly what I was thinking in this episode, and we'll see what happens later on as we get through it. We get to a scene where Meech is in the car talking to T, and that's when we learn that the name of Lala's husband on this show is Boom. And he's where Pat got the idea to put the drugs in the Tide box. I told y'all, don't forget it. They didn't show Lala's character for nothing. And this is where they basically kind of talking about the issues they having with Pat, and Pat being on the drugs and not really helping the fellas out. And in this car scene, you know, Meech is like, we got to get a new connect. T wants to go somewhere else. He wants to go with Rock. And Meech is trying to go to some dude named K9. And Meech is like, Pat is like, bro, when you going to ever listen to me? Meech is kind of like, man, I got this. You chill out. You do your own thing. But we see how this thing winds up happening. Then we get to a scene where we got the sister and getting ready to go to the christening for Southwest T's daughter. And basically, she's in there picking on Southwest T because Southwest T's got baby mama in there telling her LaWanda, she need to change her hair color. You know, we got to pull out all the stops. This could be the next family meeting because dad done moved out. And basically, sis is able to get Southwest T to basically shut down the whole shopping center for her, get her some earrings because she rocking cubic zirconia. Hey, he worked it, didn't he? He got a good on that one. And while they're in there, we see that Southwest T got him an assistant, and they decide they're going to go do some shopping. And right in the very next scene, we see Lamar with his number one guy in the shoe store, and he's about to get his whole crew some of them crew Nikes, right? He's about to get them all some of them crew Nikes so that the whole crew look right. And in that same instant, in comes Southwest T with his family, and Lamar and his crew see them, and they start stalking the family, man. I thought it was about to get epic up in there, but it didn't. But Lamar steps to Southwest T and then basically tells Southwest T, you know, I see you got them kids, them diapers expensive. And then he just disrespectfully just throws down money on the floor, my people, like it was nothing. Just throw it on the floor and talking junk to him as he's doing it. And then as they get ready to walk out, you got his number one man basically saying, your son got daddy eyes, talking to Southwest T. Now, folks, that's just downright low. So you basically trying to say that his son is missing an eye or can't see out of one eye, because you guys know damn well what done happened in Southwest T. But you guys can cool believe this battle is going to come to a head, and I guarantee you Meech and the crew going to be on top. We get back to the Fed bitch, and now they trying to figure out the trail of Fennell. And in this meeting, they talk about how the aunt has said he done moved to NC and has no contact, right? And, you know, Coach Kopp's partner, the straight shooter, he's on all the positive info while Coach Kopp in here is throwing shade trying to help the 50 boys out. But before they get out of this meeting, they have a little discussion about Lamar. He's on the board now. They talk about Lamar's history, but the most important thing you should have caught from this was they talked about how Lamar left the hospital. They caught his ass on camera the same day Fennell supposedly left the hospital and discharged. Now, didn't we just say in my last video, Lamar, how stupid can you get, bruh? Literally, how stupid can you get? You know it's got to be a camera in there. Your ass want to pay Peekaboo or Candyman and forget that there is camera technology. You ain't no magician. And now they got him on camera. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to come back to bite him somehow, some way. They go to the club and they're supposed to be meeting this Big L guy. And while they're there, Meech is just getting his oats right, looking at the women. And while they're there, a chick comes up and tries to holler at Southwest T, and he dissed her. And I'm looking at these girls that Meech was looking at like, okay, you really about to just throw business away over these chicks? I was like, okay, that ain't Detroit style to me, but I mean, you know, I digress. And there's a reason why they show this young lady in here We didn't know at the time that this young lady is Big L, but we will find out later on in this episode. And then we get to the scene where they are all outside the food truck at the plant doing their thing, and Lamar and his crew come and mess that up. Oh man, this was funny as hell, y'all. The crew basically is just trying to grandstand the food truck because they had a bigger plan that was set up by Lamar. And it was funny to me when one of the crew said, man, hold the cheese on mine. I'm lactose intolerant. And if you take a look at the face of Kato and homeboy with the 50 crew, he's looking at them like, man, it's a whole lot of things y'all can be intolerant of, but y'all over here holding up our business. So now we get a meeting with Meech, T, and Rock at the store where Meech got his connect at, his buddy, to let them get in the freezer, and Rock is just giving him the information on how they're going to meet with the connect. And Rock basically is telling them, look, I don't want your upfront money. I want to be an investor, and I want to get 10 coming my way every time some business is done. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're in this game and you the right-hand man of someone who's supposed to be the big plug, I just got to go ahead and tell y'all, how can you trust that person? Because if they have so many damn connections, why the hell have they not stepped away from their right-hand man? Why didn't they step away? You just got to know that these dudes can't do a whole lot for you, and you got to be careful. Next scene, we get introduced to Laurie, which we are assuming is Meech's baby mama, and shout out to Wayne State. That's where my wife went to med school up in the Detroit area. My wife is from Detroit, which is why I love this show. And Laurie is a take no prisoners type of baby mama. She don't play the bull jive. And we get in there, we get to learning about the backstory, and Meech has been sending her money and this, that, and the third. And they got a beautiful little daughter together. And he was up in the club with these girls that wasn't all that attractive, basically shading Laurie, who said she had been paging him all night long, right? She said all that only to still say, I know what you're here for. And then she commenced to taking off her clothes, and that thing was right, ladies and gentlemen. It was right, which makes me further want to question Meech. What the hell was you doing with them girls last night when you told your brother you ain't go down on none of them when they split the legs like the Y? And I ain't talking about the MCA, but I guarantee you he went some tornado tongue on this Laurie because his baby mama is right. Bet you he did that. Book it. Very next scene, we get Snoop Dogg's niece, who is a lawyer, just basically going to talk to the family about Southwest T's eye and the type of lawsuit that they might be able to press against the hospital for their dastardly deeds. And as much as I tell y'all I love this daddy, he was just acting like a nigga in this whole scene. Like, I know he's frustrated. I feel him. I understand why he stepped away from the family. But bruh, can you calm down and let this girl do her job? So I'm pretty sure he's got all this animosity because he's frustrated with Snoop. He probably don't trust Snoop, but this chick is not Snoop. And I guess you might associate the family. If one professional is crooked, maybe the other one is crooked. But to this point, Snoop hasn't showed you anything to make you think that he's crooked unless you know something we don't know. And you up here interrogating this lawyer like she's the one done something wrong. So, Dad, just chill out a little bit. Let her do her job. We know you love your children. What's going to happen? The next scene, Laurie basically kicks Meech out. Meech thought he was going to be able to have his little nut, chill out, hang out. And Laurie's like, hell to the no. You got what you wanted. Meech was like, you took my manhood. And he was like, yep, get out my house before my mama come home. And then we get a scene where 50 Boy's big man realizes, what the hell? We got all our crew up here, and Lamar and them probably up to no good. And this is when homeboy figures out about the stash house. Now, I'm telling y'all, Meech gonna have to promote this dude. This dude is smart. This dude is loyal. He's the type of cat that you need to have on your team when stuff goes wrong. And then we get to the scene where Meech and T supposed to meet up with Rock, and they go to some upscale type of club, like it's some damn golf club or something, and they trying to figure out how to get to the man, and they can't find him. Next thing we know, they in the back of the store getting I thought from the trailer they was getting arrested, but they wasn't getting arrested. They was just getting picked up. And we later find out that the people that's picking them up, oh yeah, that's Pat and his crew picking the fellas up just because he knew what was going on with Rock. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the big man from the 50 crew, he gets back to the stash house. He done figured all this shit out. He knows something's afoot. And all the stash is gone. Something is going on in the house. He's in there trying to figure out what's going on. Next thing I know, it's a shootout, and he actually got one of them in the leg. Keep that in mind, because that is going to come back to bite the 12th Street crew, because one of them is punctured in the leg. You see he got him really good. But after that, my people, they show damn Lamar giggling. And why every time we see Lamar, they show his feet like he Michael Myers and shit. Every time we see Lamar, they show his feet first. And then we see him cranking up this big mega gun. And next thing you know, in to come and save the big man is Kato with her gun. Now, is she really saving the big man, or is she doing like she told Lamar later on in this trailer? I had to pretend like I was saving him because the only people that knew about the location of the stash house was me and the rest of the crew. Now, my people, I really feel like Kato is going to double cross Lamar. I still think she's kind of caught up right now, but I do believe at some point in time she will double cross Lamar, just because some things is going to happen later on in this episode, and we'll talk about it when we get there. We see Pat at a meeting. He's got his right-hand man, Rock, standing with him, and Pat is talking to Mitch and T, and they all scared as hell. Meech is trying to cover for his brother. Next thing I know, bam, Pat hits Rock right across the fat head, kills him, stabs him gruesomely. This reminded me of that scene from Power with Eddie Murphy brother and the weights, he kept getting smashed in the head by ghosts. This reminded me of something similar to that. And I guess the OG Pat had to let these young dudes know, look, bruh, I'm still the OG around here who ain't scared to get his hands dirty. I realize what you young dudes trying to do, but the one who really crossed me up was my man Rock. So he done took care of that business. He was trying to make two examples in one setting, one for the rest of his crew and the other one for Meech and them. Like, bro, you're going to try to go behind my back. I'm going to find out. And then we get the scene where Meech has found out what the hell is going on with the stash house from his number one guy. And guess who decided to show his face up? B. Mickey. Now, at first I was thinking, what could B. Mickey up to? You know, he's saying that his mom was sick and that there was issues going on with her, but was that really the truth? And it's funny how he all of a sudden shows up after the stash house done being corrupted, right? And so from here, basically Meech blames it on him. He takes him and punches him. And they break out into a fight. Then the skirmish is over, but they go. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think B. Mickey had anything to do with what's going on? Or was he legitimately with his mama, who he claims is sick? Somehow or another, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I can trust B. Mickey anymore. He's just got too much dissension in the ranks for the fellas. And then we get a scene where Coach Kopp meets up with Detective Wallace, who he used to train. And they had to get up with each other because they seen something floating in the Detroit River. You know, it's a body or something missing down there. And they just kind of talk, and you can just kind of hear the backstory on Coach Kopp being crooked. Basically, he took Detective Wallace under his wing and kind of taught him things that he know. But Detective Wallace got called in because, you know, they found some debris or what may have you that resembled a body in the Detroit River. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we get on to the blessed, beloved christening. We see Snoop Doggy Dogg, the D-O-double to the G. I'm just grinning at the screen because this brother's playing the hell out this role, looking like a televangelist. But that was a small as hell church. For this to be the D-O-double-G, I thought he was going to have a big church. You see that brother got a ring on every finger. I thought it was going to be a camera there. I thought he was going to be the pastor of a mega church, but it wasn't. And the singing just remind me of something from a Southern Baptist. Oh man, they was in there. They wasn't singing, they was singing. And while they was singing, you know, pastor was just going through everything you're supposed to go through, from christening the baby, asking who's the godparents, and you got Meech and the sister right here raising their hands, smiling. And then you could see Laurie sitting down in the background. And while they was doing that and they was going through everything that life brings when you have a new baby, Meech was just having flashbacks of all the things going on in his life, from being in the drug game that has a whole lot of dead ends. And it even flashed with him seeing his baby in the grave where they had to put Rock's body. And so when you're in a situation like this, my people, it makes you think about what's going on in your life. You can see your life flashing before your very eyes when you're in this type of situation, just because you know the risk associated with the type of thing that Meech and Southwest T are into. And I thought this was a very telling scene because this whole episode seemed like it was kind of about the kids. From the very beginning when Lamar ran up on him at the shoe store and talked about his little boy, all the way till now, all the way until we had even had a scene with Lamar telling them goofy, crazy-ass bedtime stories to his daughter before he smashed Cash Doll, but we're going to get there. Let me get back on track. The body is found. Coach Kopp is sick. Look at the look on Coach Kopp's face. And look at J Mo dead body. Man, they recreated that thing well. And it was funny to me how they transitioned from the vat of holy water that looked like Jesus into a transition of J Mo's dead body. I just thought that was some interesting thing they did with the cinematography. I got to give them some props for adding that in there the way that they did. And then shortly after that, while they're at the church, Coach Kopp and his partner come from Meech to ask questions right here in the middle of the damn christening. And big Snoop Dogg with all the rings on his fingers like, what y'all trying to do? Y'all ain't coming to get nobody. This is a place of worship. We in here christening kids, what may have you. And then the dad steps in and was like, y'all got warrants? And they don't. And so at that point in time, Meech is like, I'm not going nowhere. This is a christening. I'm doing my thing. And as that's happening, Charles and the mom are talking, and Charles looks over and sees these cars Mitch and T are riding in. And he had already made up in his mind, you know, he was going to go back with the family because this is a blessed day and all that. But when he looks at that, the police come roll up on him. He's decided, you know what? I got to stick to my guns, man. I'm not going home. These dudes are involved in stuff that's bigger than us. I don't want to go down with them, so I'm not going to go. Very next scene, very, very telling. We got crazy ass Lamar playing peekaboo again. This nigga here, man, this is the definition of a crazy dude, yo. If you want to know how to be crazy, watch this show a couple of times and you'll really, really know how to be a crazy dude and drive somebody nuts. But we got yo boy Lamar hanging in the corner because he is very, very upset at the way Kato played her part. So now you guys, you can kind of see the blinder on Lamar. He's not that bright. Because if he listened to what she had to say, she told him, look, I had to pretend like I was shooting at you just because the only people that knew about that stash house is me and a handful of others, and I don't want to lose my part. And Lamar is upset about this and it's like, nah, I don't care about that. And this is when we get the backstory that Lamar is connected to Kato's daddy somehow, some way. Maybe they'll flesh out how Lamar's connected to the daddy, but that's when we get the backstory and basically tells Kato, look, don't you ever point no gun at me again. I don't give a damn what the situation is. But eventually Lamar gonna learn because what Kato did was smart, but it still leads you to believe whose side of the fence is Kato on, because I do believe Kato is double dipping somehow, some way, and that she eventually is gonna get back to just dealing with Meech and the crew for safety. And now Kato is all shook up and she's about to do something that I told y'all in my trailer she would do. She would sleep with Mickey to either sow more dissension in the ranks between Mickey and the 50 boys, or she's doing it because she likes Mickey and she's going to try to get him on her side. Y'all heard it first on my trailer breakdown. Some of you women went in on me. No, she don't like Mickey. She ain't going to do nothing with Mickey. Well, you tell me why the hell is her ass laying flat on her back with her legs wide open like it's the YMCA with a 24-hour open sign and B Mickey about to get in there and smash. She likes something about him. It could be that she got so frazzled by Lamar that her emotions is in a different place and she decided to give it up for comfort. Either way, she's still giving it up. And all my fellas out there, you want some more fellerly advice? Check this out. When a chick puts you in the friend zone and you there often, when she goes through these emotional ups and downs, you might get this phone call to come and smash, but this is what you got to remember, my G's. If she didn't want you before the emotional roller coaster, she ain't going to want you after the emotional roller coaster. So just be mindful of why she's smashing with you in that moment. And I think in this moment, she's smashing B Mickey because her emotions is frazzled and she wants to try to get more information and get closer to B Mickey so she can infiltrate the 50 crew, only to eventually come back and not do what she's trying to do. Then we get a scene where Meech runs up on Coach Kopp and basically reminds Coach Kopp that, look, bro, I don't give a damn how many Fed bitches come in here. I don't give a damn how many police come in here. Me and you are still joined, and how dare you show up at a christening in a situation like that where I got things to do and I don't want to see your face. And of course, Coach Kopp pokes his chest out and he's all tough and rumble in one situation. But when Meech pulls out that money and has to tell him, look, if I go down, you definitely going down. He got Coach Kopp back in line. That was pretty quick. And then we get the scene where Lamar ass is telling bedtime stories. Now, ladies, would you want this type of dude telling your daughter a bedtime story? He changing the damn wolf story up and shit, but I can't lie. I do be telling bedtime stories to my daughter, and I change it all up, especially ones dealing with white people. I make the white people black. I make the sheep puppies. Little Bo Peep, she's Little Mont Peep. I do all kinds of stuff. So I was laughing at that because I know a lot of parents have done that. But in this situation, Lamar has done another thing that wins the women over. He's ingratiated himself with the daughter. The daughter loves him. The mama sees that. Then he done bought the mama, some jewelry. And the mama, my fellas, another lesson if you want to know, has been playing hard to get. Even though she knows she likes this dude, she's been having her feelings up because she know he's a wild card. But fellas, when you got a woman in a situation like this, and she's playing hard to get because she mad with you, and you can do the right things to get back on her good side, you will get the same picture that Lamar is getting. Legs split like the YMCA, he in between, and do you hear the way she hollering? Not only that, but did you see the way she hiked that leg up? Look at her, hand all hiked up, got a little ankle bracelet on, she pulling that leg back as far as she can go, and he just falling in the pussy. You hear me? He just falling all in it. But that's another lesson for you, my fellas. I'm giving lessons out left and right every week nowadays. Hold on. You got one who's mad. Do something sweet to her and watch how that sex be that night when y'all mess around. And then last but not least, we got the new Puerto Rican plug, Big L. I hope y'all caught the accent. She is definitely Puerto Rican. She meets up with Southwest T, who's doing something that his brother did, basically going behind the brother back to some degree. He ain't let the brother know he was meeting up with his plug. And she basically is like, look, I only want to do business with you, because she had a chance to see how Meech behaves when he was at the club. So I just wonder, how long is Southwest T going to be able to keep this little thing a secret and be able to do this business with the plug and not hurt Meech's ego? But I thought this was a very fine episode, really, really good episode. I've liked all of them so far, and this one just kept the whole thing going. I want to hear from you guys. Leave me all your comments on how you enjoyed this whole thing, where you think everything is going, and what you plan to see in the next week. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video. Please comment, subscribe, get yourself that life game. Be sure to like this video, man. That's very important. And if you ever want to join us as we go live Monday, Tuesday, and Friday night at 9 p.m., just hit me on Instagram with a DM. And until that next sexy as hell video, I'll see you.